Have you ever heard of a king who used Rolls-Royce cars for garbage collection? Now, this might sound like a tale spun out of thin air, but it is indeed a part of history. Our story begins with the Maharaja of Alwar, a small princely state in British India. The tale takes us back to the early 20th century when the Maharaja was on a casual visit to London. During his stay, he decided to visit a Rolls-Royce showroom. However, due to his simple attire, the salesman at the showroom snubbed him, assuming he couldn't afford their high-end luxury cars. This was a time when India was under British rule, and the British often looked down upon Indian royalty. But little did they know that the seemingly ordinary man was a king, and one with a strong will at that. And so, the insulted king returned to his kingdom, but not without a plan brewing in his mind. Insulted and humiliated, the king decided to avenge his dignity in a unique way. He didn't challenge the British to a duel, nor did he declare war. Instead, he fought his battle in a way that was unheard of, in a way that would leave the British and his subjects equally astounded. The King of Alwar, in his masterstroke of revenge, ordered not one, not two, but a whole fleet of the best, the most luxurious cars of the time, the Rolls-Royce. The Rolls-Royce, a symbol of opulence and grandeur, was expected to grace royal processions or be the personal ride of the king. But the king had other plans. He assigned these magnificent machines a role that was as shocking as it was unthinkable. The Rolls-Royce cars, in all their gleaming glory, were to be used for collecting garbage around the city of Alwar. Imagine the scene. The sun rising over the city, the streets waking up to the day, and here they come, the fleet of Rolls-Royce cars, not carrying royals or dignitaries, but instead filled to the brim with garbage. The sight was as surreal as it was unexpected. The city folk watched in disbelief. The British officials could hardly believe their eyes. The most luxurious car of the time, the car that was a symbol of prestige, was being used as a trash collector. The king's revenge was not loud. It did not involve violence or bloodshed, but it was a powerful message. A message that resonated through the city streets, echoing off the city walls. It was a message of defiance, of pride, and of dignity. It was a message that said, "I may have been insulted, but I will not be humiliated." The streets of Alwar were kept clean by the most luxurious cars of the time, a sight that left many in disbelief. The Rolls-Royce company, a symbol of luxury and prestige, was now associated with garbage collection in Alwar. This was not a headline any high-end brand would wish for. Word of the king's ingenious revenge swiftly crossed oceans, landing in the boardrooms of Rolls-Royce. The executives, once aloof, now sat in stupefied silence, their brand's image tarnished. This was no ordinary crisis. Their cars, epitomes of sophistication, were now seen as glorified garbage trucks in the bustling streets of Alwar. The shockwaves were felt far beyond those boardroom walls. Potential customers balked, shareholders fretted, and the once revered brand was now the subject of ridicule. Desperate to salvage their reputation, the company swung into damage control mode. Apologies were issued, concessions offered, all in an attempt to placate the insulted king. However, the damage was done. In a twist of irony, the Rolls-Royce company was now at the mercy of the very king they had insulted. In an attempt to mend ties, Rolls-Royce extended a royal apology. This wasn't just any apology. They offered the king a grand gesture of not one, not two, but 6 more Rolls-Royce cars, free of charge. Their intention was to express regret for their previous behavior and to show respect for the king's status and dignity. The king, demonstrating his graciousness, accepted the apology. He recognized their effort to right the wrong, and in turn, he stopped using the luxury cars for garbage collection. The Rolls-Royce cars were returned to their original purpose, serving the king and his court as symbols of opulence and power. Yet, even as they resumed their royal duties, the memory of their service to the city of Alwar did not fade. It became a story passed down through generations, a tale of pride and retribution, of dignity and respect. And thus, the Rolls-Royce cars were restored to their royal duties, but the tale of their service to the city of Alwar lives on. This story, while amusing, carries a deeper significance. It's more than just a tale of royalty and Rolls-Royces. It's a testament to the power of pride, dignity, and consumer influence. The Maharaja of Alwar, by choosing to use luxury cars for garbage collection, made a bold statement. He was not just a consumer, but a patron, and his choices had weight. This story reminds us that a customer's influence can extend beyond the mere act of purchasing. It can be a weapon against discrimination, a tool for asserting one's dignity. The Maharaja, through his unconventional protest, taught an invaluable lesson to the world. He demonstrated that discrimination, in any form, is unacceptable. He showed that the value of a person, of a customer, doesn't rest on their purchases, but on their inherent dignity and worth. In the end, the king's unique revenge serves as a reminder that respect and dignity are values that even money can't buy.